All right, good morning to all of our viewers in Arkansas, Oklahoma, and in Missouri. I'm Joshua Weisel here with a look at your forecast for today. And we're going to keep this summer heat rolling as every day is going to get a little bit warmer. And we've got some triple-digit heat to talk about. You probably saw that yesterday evening, but we've seen a lot of growth recently. So I know many of you probably may just now be tuning into our forecast. You're not quite sure what I'm referring there, but we'll get you to that point in the forecast here. We'll talk about some of that triple-digit heat potentially. In the meantime, upper 80s, lower 90s is the forecast for today. Now, it's going to be another warm and humid afternoon, kind of the same old pattern, maybe a couple degrees warmer than it was the last couple of days. There's going to be an additional chance for maybe a handful of pop-up showers and thunderstorms once again this afternoon into this evening. Not everyone's going to see that activity. In fact, it's actually one of those potentials that you may only get one or two storms, that type of deal. Rain chances today, even though it looks widespread with the map, it's actually not going to be everyone seeing rain in that area. This is just the computer algorithm saying, the likelihood of seeing rain in these areas, it's pretty high for the pop-up activity. It's not going to be high as, everyone's going to see rain chances. It just means that the conditions are most favorable in these regions for some of the pop-up activity compared to others. So that's how you can interpret that. It's not going to be everyone that sees rain today. It's just going to be a handful of us. And those that do see rain could see some heavy rainfall. But the good news is, at least it's not rainfall amounts that in, 6 to 12 hours, you're getting 3 to 7 inches of rain, right? The good news is this is a couple tenths of an inch. And some areas that see some heavier rainfall, maybe closer to a half an inch to an inch. But again, that's not going to be widespread. In fact, that'll be mostly isolated with the activity. Now, this morning, similar to yesterday morning, with some of those cooler temperatures further to the east in our coverage area, mostly northwest Arkansas, southwest Missouri, maybe parts of far eastern Oklahoma and parts of the River Valley, closer to the I-40 corridor, there's going to be the potential for some isolated areas of some, patchy, dense fog. Maybe not under a mile in terms of reduced visibility, but there could be some areas that pop up as we head into the morning commute. So heads up to morning commuters, there could be some patchy fog in the morning. We're not expecting widespread issues or widespread impacts, but there could be some areas with some reduced visibility. Take it easy on the roads if you encounter that. And that's a look at the Foghorns Morning Fog Outlook. Thank you so much to Foghorns for sponsoring our channel. Be sure to support them like they support us. They got locations in Fayetteville and in Springville. Give them a visit. Support them like they support us here on our channel. We're so grateful to have them as a sponsor here at Weather 225. Coming up, we got warm weather to talk about. It's going to be probably the warmest weather we've seen so far this year. Those have been tuning into these updates. You probably heard me say that a million times, but it's on the way. It's going to be a lot warmer than we've seen in recent weeks. We'll have more on those details right after this break. If you like our media and forecast, be sure to support us today on Patreon. You can advertise with us this storm season and throughout the year. Contact us today for availability and pricing. Weather 225 since 2015. All right, and welcome back. And as we showed you, there could still be some areas of some patchy fog as we make our way into the morning commute. We're not expecting any sort of widespread impacts, and that also goes for the rain chances as we make our way into future scan radar. And I can tell you that, as you can see, some pop-up showers and thunderstorms will be possible once again today across all of the coverage area. Not all of us are going to see this activity, but by the time we get to this afternoon and evening, some pop-up showers and thunderstorms could occur. This activity, it's going to be hit or miss. Not everyone's going to see it, and it could last into parts of tomorrow morning. So we've got some scattered showers and thunderstorms this afternoon, this evening, maybe some additional development early in the morning tomorrow, and then again tomorrow afternoon. But even the activity tomorrow is going to be like today, very hit or miss. So that's a look at what we've got with future scan radar. And then here's this. This is going to be well above average temperatures. That's starting to make its way further and further into our neck of the woods. Now, we're not into those dark reds yet, but I'm telling you, it's getting a little bit closer with every update that we get from the Climate Prediction Center. And so, days 8 to 14, this is beyond the 7-day forecast. Things are looking hot out there. So if you're working outside, I want you to go ahead and, start kind of preparing yourself that we're about to enter a stretch of weather that it's going to be warmer than some of the recent stretches that we've seen. So just, keep that in mind. Pet owners, don't walk your pets during the afternoon. That's for this week and all weeks going forward in the summer. Way too hot. If you work outside in construction, yard work, or any physical labor outside, or any activities that, include physical activities, take care of yourself, stay hydrated, and make sure you're taking breaks in the shade or in the AC. The other thing, too, is we got still average precipitation going forward. We're kind of sandwiched between an area of below average and above average across the region. Right now, we're kind of hovering in that average. That's been the case for the last week or so. And so there could be some additional rain chances kind of here and there. It's not going to be necessarily the full blocking pattern that there's nothing, but the rain chances going forward, at least as it's looking right now, it's not looking like it's going to be anything widespread, at least for the foreseeable future. So that's a look at what we got there. And speaking of the foreseeable future, here's a look at what we got with that 7-day forecast. Near triple-digit heat coming up on Tuesday. Now, for the weekend, for the remainder today, and as we head into the weekend, yeah, we've got some opportunities for some pop-up showers and thunderstorms. Nothing widespread, only a couple of, showers may develop. One of those types of deals where you may get one or two, that type of deal. Hottest day of the week for all of the area is going to be on Tuesday. We're going to be in the upper 90s in Northwest Arkansas. That could be the first time we've actually hit those numbers so far this year. In fact, there could even be some triple digits outside of the official recording location, which is in Fayetteville. So upper 90s, maybe some triple digits in Northwest Arkansas. And not only there could be highs in the range of 102 coming up on Tuesday. That's going to be significantly hot. And as we make our way into next week, rain chances are decreasing, but those temperatures dramatically increasing compared to what we've seen recently. So prepare yourself for the heat as we make our way forward. Not only the River Valley, Northwest Arkansas, but also Northeast Oklahoma. As we're looking over the data, there's still the potential for some highs anywhere from 100 to 102 in eastern, northeastern Oklahoma. And then finally, not done yet, Southwest Missouri, there could even be some triple digits there. So, welcome to summer, y'all. It's about to be some of the warmest weather that we've seen so far this year, so just prepare yourself. Make sure that you're taking care of yourself. Stay hydrated. Make sure that you're protecting yourself from the heat, especially if you're working outdoors or outdoors for long periods of time in general. Take care of yourself. Take care of your pets. And, check up on friends and family. If you know anyone that's elderly, make sure that their ACs are working. That type of deal. Check up on anyone that could be impacted by the heat that we're headed into next week. It's not going to be necessarily the most significant heat event that we've ever seen. As it's summer, we all know it's going to be warm, but it's a good idea just to check up on those who could be impacted by the heat. Make sure that they're ready for some of these, incredibly hot conditions that we've got potentially on the forecast going forward. So that's a look at what we got there. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you have a great rest of your day. We'll have the latest here in the studio. We'll let you know more, so stay tuned to Weather 225.